Girl Gang. Happy Friday!
Hey guys.
Hey Amber.
They saw my tum-tum! The moon landing didn't happen.
Are you actually gonna wear that?
Sorry, but like, ew.
Did she spray Pam on the food?
That ass, though.
You're lol cows. That's what you guys do. Hey folks, what's good? I'm Professor Dietz, and today I've got some fact-checking on Amberlynn Reid for you. One of the things that truly just never ceases to amaze me about Amber is how she loves to rewrite history. Even though the history she's trying to rewrite exists on video for all of us to watch at any time we want. Recently, Amber got on a live stream, one that she titled Sympathy Bone, by the way, and she talked a whole lot about the latest drama with the narc alert, and of course, how that related to her.
Have you seen the stuff about narc alert? So I have. I have screenshotted like a lot of the messages I've received on Instagram, and my choosy dosage, what? And my jaw is genuinely on the floor.
Now, I'm not going to get into all of the drama today. To be perfectly honest, I simply don't know enough about the narc alert to, have an opinion. I don't watch the narc alert regularly. I think I've probably seen maybe 2 of her videos. And I don't want to speak on something that I'm not well-versed in. That being said, I am well-versed in the lore surrounding the whole Sympathy Bone incident. And when Amber got on live just this past week to discuss the narc alert and the drama currently surrounding her, well, I think we all noticed the fact that Amber was smug as can be about it. And it's gross. But the thing is, she didn't stop at just, being thoroughly content watching a reaction channel that she doesn't like implode. No. Amber, of course, took it further than that. Yes, for some reason, she decided to retell that story. And right there, in that moment, is when I knew that we had an opportunity on our hands. So let's just see exactly how much of what she was retelling was true and what was perhaps a lot less true. Oh, and also, stick around. There's a bonus at the end. For anyone who doesn't know, although I'm not sure how you would end up here on my channel watching this video and not know that particular piece of Amber's history, but if you didn't, on Halloween of 2022, Amber did a live stream dressed as, well, as she would say,
Solely
from Monsters, Inc. Just for a general chat. She ate some salad.
I might eat my salad. So if you guys don't want to see me eat, then yeah.
Responded to her live chat. Nothing all that exciting, if we're being real. But one of the things that happened on this live stream that went down in girl world history was when someone brought to Amber's attention the fact that the narc alert, one of her reaction channels, had recently had a heart attack. And Amber's response?
Sorry, I'm trying to find my sympathy bone. My sympathy. I'm sorry.
Her compassion for others was really shining through here. Honestly, it was truly disgusting. And it's obvious why this moment in time is such an infamous one. Also, the costume didn't help. So, I went ahead and I rewatched the entire live stream. The whole 2 hours and 41 minutes of it.
Little glitter right here. I did have purple blush on.
So that we could contrast and compare her recent revisionist history. It was so painful to get through that whole thing. And because it was so achingly long, I will not be replaying the entire thing today. No, because honestly, you're not missing too much. It was a lot of this.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this.
What do you want from me? What do you want from me?
And also this.
Hello? Hello? So yeah, that's what I was saying.
I really had to get through that one. But anyway, instead, I'm just going to play for you the bits that I think are relevant to the claims that she made in her recent live stream last week or so. So I am just going to take it claim by claim, and we're going to start at the part where the narc alert came up in her live stream last week. Psych. First, we got to deal with a dose of Smuglynn as she relishes this moment of what she thinks is vindication. Before she dug into the whole Sympathy bone story and any current thoughts and comments that she might have about the situation, Amber first gave us a real sweet little speech about, how forgiving she is. She is so smug about what's happening with the narc alert that she's gloating even before she begins her story.
I have had so many people apologize to me, which, first of all, I am very accepting of apologies. Like, I don't know, it could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing. I'm just that type of person where it's like, no matter what you do to me, if you apologize to me, I'm going to accept your apology. Um, so I've had a lot of people that are like, you know what, girl, like, I'm sorry for following Narc Alert, believing anything um, that she has said. It's very clear that Narc Alert is the one that's a narcissist. Like, these people are telling me, like, you're a normal human, but the things that people have recently discovered about Narc Alert has, like, genuinely left my jaw on the floor.
Yeah, so Amber basically is setting herself up as the saint, one who has been wronged in the past, but is ready for all of the apologies to roll in. I mean, she even told us word for word what to say in those apologies. And then, finally, she gets to answering the question from the live chat that she definitely wasn't excited to talk about given the name of her live stream. Oh, God, so obvious, Amber. Folks, it is time to watch, compare, and fact check. The first two claims, they're easy. Let's review real quick.
So the whole sympathy bone thing, like, I remember that so well. So I was dressed up as a Monsters Inc. character. Yes, this is solely from Monsters Inc. I was live streaming.
The third claim, well, this is where things start to go a little bit south.
And someone said that the narc alert had a heart attack.
The narc alert had a heart attack. Have some sympathy.
This is a partial truth. Yes, someone did in fact inform her that the narc alert had had a heart attack. However, Amber conveniently left out the part where they told her to have some sympathy. Now, why would she do that, you ask?
But why would Amber do that?
Because she had actually been very rude to the narc alert earlier in this stream. And having to explain that part, well, that makes Amber look bad, right? And we wouldn't want that, of course. It doesn't help her narrative. It doesn't help her story. So, let's take a look at what she had to say about the narc alert earlier in this stream.
Narc alert is a narcissist. It is so beautiful. It's almost like art. To call your sister a narcissist, to have a whole channel calling Amberlynn Reid a narcissist while being a narcissist. It's almost like art. It's truly, but it's the art that you don't want to buy. Like, she's fucking insane. Sorry. Life is about positivity. The more positivity you put out, the happier you'll be. Trust me. Yeah. Yes, I diagnosed the narc alert with narcissism. I did. What other narcissists do we have in this community? Who else did I say was a narcissist? Should I stream snipe someone? Is anyone live? Oh my god. The drama of it all. No. Oh, the narc alerts. Oh, yeah. Okay. The narcissism lady is gonna be live. Love that. What do you want from me?
What do we want from you, Amber? Just for you to be a better person. You could even do it in small increments, one day at a time. That's all. That's what we want from you. All right. On to the next claim.
And I was high in this live stream, might I add. I took an edible prior to.
All right, this is also an easy one. Well, yeah, sort of. Here's how she starts out the stream. It's worth taking a look at.
I'm like so okay. I've not done live streaming in so long, but I figured it's Halloween. It's a Halloween moment in time.
While your new double oven is taking care of dinner and dessert.
Sorry, pardon me. I'm trying to click my video so I can read your guys' chat on my computer because I figured that would be easier. Hello, how are you guys? Why can't I find my own live stream?
Because after that lovely introduction, the very first comment that Amber reads out in the live chat is a question, and it is about whether or not she's drunk. So this is how she responds.
No, Olivia, I'm not drunk. I actually have not drank since my last live stream, which was in April. So there's that.
So she's not drunk. Amber continues saying that she's not drunk. But somehow she's still totally out of it when she starts the live, and her chat just keeps asking her if she is.
No, I'm not drunk. I have not drank since April. That was like it was just so bad. I drank so much. Like, I made a fool of myself and I felt horrible. I puked a lot. Like, no. No.
She doesn't mention anything about being high. She just says that she's not drunk. Clever, Amber. Lying by omission is really just one of her specialties, isn't it? So, about 50 minutes into this live stream, she's seeming a bit more with it, and what do you know, all of a sudden, she brings up Delta 8. And this happens.
So I found these things, right? Wait, are you sure?
Positive.
Come on. Don't come for me. Have you guys ever heard of Delta 8 gummies? So, these are keto. Anyways, so they're legal now. I'll be right back. Wait, wrong way.
So yeah, story checks out. Amber was flying high in this live stream. But here's where things take a little bit of a left-hand turn. Because after that, like right after that, she goes ahead and makes this claim.
But I was just messing with you guys. I take these gummies because they're illegal. And they get me, it takes a little bit. They haven't hit me yet. This is just me being naturally me.
It takes a little bit. They haven't hit me yet. This is just me being naturally me.
Amber, you realize that you actually just gave yourself up? You told us in your recent stream that you had taken a gummy prior to this live stream.
And I was high in this live stream, might I add. I took an edible prior to.
So, God, there goes Amber just telling on herself yet again. But I kid you not, not 3 minutes later. 3 minutes. This is her.
Yeah, I loved Alex's Shook's costume. I'm beezing real hard right now. I was gonna put more. Do I have dandruff? Someone said water. We can breathe. WUDDER. Water. Delta 8 really, it does what it needs to.
Yeah, so that gummy, that Delta 8 that she just took, it was not, in fact, the fastest acting cannabinoid to ever exist. This girl was already high. And after taking another gummy, well, now she's even higher. So, Yeah, Amber was, in fact, high. It checks out. But somehow, she still managed to lie about it twice. At first, by omission, and then just by straight up saying that she wasn't high yet. I guess just for good measure. I don't know. Whatever.
And I remember feeling like I was in my era where I genuinely hated reaction channels. Amberlynn always comes out on top, Leslie. No, I don't, but thank you. I was in my like I hate reaction channels era and like
Well, it turns out that Amber talked a whole lot about reaction channels during this original live stream, actually. So let's just take a look at what she had to say.
Yeah, what were we talking about? Reaction channels. Okay. So the reactors that I watch is Alex is Shook. Obviously, Alex is Shook. Zachary Michael, Kicking Geese. Alex is Shook, yes. If you see this, hi. Someone said that you dressed up as Destiny. I'm gonna want you even more now. That was funny. I recently found Gary Unfiltered. I find him to be kind of entertaining. Sometimes the reaction channels that I watch, they'll do like a retro react, or like they'll show like a past clip of me just for whatever reason, and I'm like, it amazes me. React to Karina Kaboom. That's an interesting idea, but I'd be bored, so
Hello, everybody.
which one should I react to? No, this is boring. This is boring. Lordy, it's Jordy? Okay. Which one? Did you see Alex's Shook's costume? Hilarious and iconic. Yes, I loved it. I actually showed Destiny. I had to, because I thought it was so funny. I feel like I'm going to react to something because I am boring. I have nothing to talk about. Shaped by the algorithm. Y'all, someone recently told me about that, and I had to look it up. I was like, what is that? I watched the first episode, and I had a few tears, I'm not gonna lie, because they were talking about like my childhood and stuff, and I was like, damn, how do they know all this information? Like, I was like, what the fuck? But I guess it's just they've gone back and they've watched all my like new stuff, I guess. I don't know, like, not my new stuff, my old stuff. Sorry, I was reading your guys' chat. So I watched the first episode, and yeah, I still am interested in the other episodes. I know it's kind of weird to sit there and watch like long ass episodes about yourself. It seems very narcissistic, but it's just interesting. I don't want any reaction channel to ever get their channel removed. I want them to keep their channel. I want them to continue making their money. If it's something that they're enjoying, I don't want to take that from them. I can say that from my heart. I'm not that person.
You heard her, folks. Amber doesn't want any reaction channel to be taken down. Reaction channels, they should make their money. She even watched some reaction channels, and she has her favorites. In fact, I would call this her Alex is Shook era a lot more readily than her I hate reaction channels era. So yeah, although this was indeed an obvious lie based on her own words in this live stream. I do want to note real quick that whether she was in her I hate reaction channels era or not, it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant to the point of this discussion. Amber reacting to the news of someone having a heart attack in the way that she did has nothing to do with what era she was in, right? I mean, Amber's always trying to justify her actions, right? Grasping at straws for any morsel of fact or fiction, just to deflect from the truth. Let's move on.
That was like also, you know, I knew a lot about Narkler, like the horrible things that she would say about me and such, and like I really disliked her. Like truly disliked her.
Well, this one's easy.
Like, she's fucking insane. Sorry.
But this next one, it's a little less cut and dry.
And so when someone was like, the Narkler, you know, had a heart attack, like my brain was not there fully for a monstrous of reasons.
This statement is fluff. It means absolutely nothing. It's just yet another made-up excuse to try and spin the narrative in Amber's favor. She's trying to say words to distract us from, her guilt, away from her behavior. Her brain wasn't there fully because she didn't like the narc alert? Or for monstrous of reasons? What? She literally said nothing. Literally, that's what it is. Literally. She literally said nothing. It's just a bunch of filler words that, Amber thinks somehow give credence to her bad behavior. Whatever. I can't even really talk about this because it doesn't make any sense and it's just nothing. It's nothingness. So let's just move on to the next claim.
And I became a monster.
I mean, like it's too easy though, right? Like it's satire basically.
Yeah, I'm Sully from Monsters Inc.
At least there's this to give us a quick laugh when it's needed. All right. But up next, we're going to have to really start dissecting her words a bit more.
I literally said, I lost my sympathy bone.
The narcolerk had a heart attack. Have some sympathy. Sorry, I'm trying to find my sympathy bone. My sympathy. I'm sorry.
All right, I get it. Some of you might find these two statements to be similar enough to basically not need to mention it. And you would certainly not call it a lie. But let me explain why I chose to do so. Number one, in her recent stream, she said she literally said this phrase, right? So if you're going to use the term literally, then you better quote yourself correctly. And she did not. Simple. Number two, the way that she portrays what she said and how she said it, no, way off. She is downplaying how totally childish and rude she was. I mean, Amber paused for dramatic effect. She made faces, she sighed, rolled her eyes, looked up, looked down, and sideways as she tried to find her sympathy bone. That's not how she portrayed it when she was retelling the story. And number three, after she said that, she also said this.
I don't care.
She loudly exclaims how she doesn't care, turns to wifey with a big ol' smile and a shrug. Didn't include that in the retelling of her story. So yeah, the way that she described it in her recent live stream, I would consider that a lie. It's a lie that banks on the fact that her current Am babies aren't going to go back and watch the original video to see what she really did and how she did it. You know, they're just going to keep their eyes closed and believe what Amber tells them at face value, which is how she gets away with it with these people. Mystifies me, but that's how it is. So, next statement.
And it became like a meme, if you will. Like now people say that to me when I'm going through something, whether it's mental health, physical health, whatever it may be. Whatever it may be.
That checks out. I don't need to gather evidence on that one. We all know it's true.
So at the time I said that, and like literally that's not me as a person. Because I remember I looked over at my girlfriend at the time, and even she was shocked that I said that, because that's not something I would ever say to someone, especially when it comes to something like that, you know?
Oh, man. Girl says this all the time. I literally just talked about her doing this in another video I made, the one about her job at the assisted living facility. You know, she said, "I'm not a liar," and then proceeded to tell us about a bunch of lies that she had told. She makes this claim, you know, that she never does something, and then goes right ahead and does something that exemplifies the opposite. So I'm sorry, Amber, you don't get to claim that you never do something when there are actual recorded examples of you doing that thing. So this, right here.
Sorry, I'm trying to find my sympathy bone. My sympathy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that is you as a person saying that thing. So yeah, you are the type of person who's gonna say it. What's next?
So I think I even shocked myself, to be honest.
Did you though? Because when you looked at Wifey after you said what you said, you had a look of pure glee on your face. Let's take another look.
I don't care.
Right there. That giant smile. The shoulder shrug. From here, that looks like someone super pleased with herself, who feels justified in her reaction. You have found joy in how much you absolutely don't care about another human being. If anything, you were telling the truth that Wifey was, you know, pretty surprised that you had reacted that way. And it was only then, when you saw Wifey react to how you reacted, and Amber, that was your social cue that maybe you showed too much of your true self. And, you know, maybe you should reel it back in and somehow backtrack a bit. Right? Man, so disgusting. Really, truly gross behavior. What did Amby say next?
So I did end up apologizing publicly. And I'm pretty sure it was also in a live stream where I was like, that is so fucked up. Like, that's an awful thing for me to say to someone, because that's not something I would ever say to someone.
All right, so this one I cannot confirm or deny. I don't actually personally remember seeing her apology, but it doesn't mean it didn't happen, right? All I can say is that I did look, you know, at her live streams, and the one that comes directly after the Sympathy Bone incident, you know, that is at least currently public on her profile, is from June of 2023, way after the Sympathy Bone incident. So, I don't know, if it happened, it's no longer available for us to view, which in and of itself is kind of saying something. Because if Amber actually truly felt bad for her actions, don't you think she would have left that apology up? But if you do remember this apology, let me know in the comments below when and where it was. I would like to watch it. Anyway, on to the next.
And I don't know. I could sit here and name 1,000 excuses, but it was like wrong of me, you know? Well, long story short, you know what? Actually, let's not do long story short yet. Since then, um, just based on the messages I have received on Instagram, a lot of people have been like, you know what, the narc alert has like constantly brought up the fact that like you made fun of her because she had a heart attack, da da da. Well, long story short, she never had a heart attack. It was something that she lied about and she kept up the lie. I don't know. That is like crazy. And a lot of people have messaged me saying like she kept up the lie just to like make it seem like you're some awful person when really in fact like the narc alert is the one who's like awful or whatever. And something about like the narc alert is like abusive, like throwing things at people and like screaming and like getting really pissed off when she doesn't get her way. Just like crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. And my jaw is just genuinely on the floor. And that's why I named this sympathy bone because I have received so many messages on Instagram, almost like just back to back to back of people just like apologizing to me. And you know what? You guys don't have anything to apologize for because, like, I get it. It's super entertaining to watch reaction channels, and I get it. I also have been that girly, you know?
So, as I mentioned up top, I'm not going to be commenting on or fact checking the drama with the narc alert. Because unlike Amber, I prefer to have more information on something before I talk about it like it's 100% fact. Oh, wait. No, Amber did say she needs proof for her to believe something.
But I just feel like I need proof to be able to believe in anything.
Interesting. So, I guess word of mouth in your Instagram comments or Instagram messages now counts as proof then? Huh, Amber? Okay. Anyway, I digress. I do want to pull out one of the things that Amber said in this little story that she told.
And a lot of people have messaged me saying like she kept up the lie just to like make it seem like you're some awful person when really in fact like the narc alert is the one who's like awful or whatever.
All right, Amber did a couple of things here. One, she brought up the notion that somehow, just because the narc alert was lying about her medical condition, allegedly, it implies that Amber was somehow in the right all along, and it makes her a better person than everyone was telling her she was. And two, she frames it so it isn't necessarily what Amber is saying, it's something that people have been saying to her. Because, you know, all the IG messages she gets. Right. I'm sorry, but that logic ain't logicking. Amber is using the fact that the narc alert did something wrong as proof that Amber is a good person. When in fact, as our girl loves to say, two things can be true at once. The narc alert can be a liar, and Amber can be a bad person. You know, Amber's trying to shift the focus off her own actions and onto the narc alert and use this drama, which is completely irrelevant to how Amber reacted to the news initially, as proof that Amber was in the right to have reacted that way. I may not be an expert in rhetoric. I'm sure that, you know, Mika or Rachel could explain what Amber's doing here with a lot more authority, understanding, and correct terminology. But I do know a logical fallacy when I see one. And the fact is, when Amber initially reacted to the news that the narc alert had a heart attack, it absolutely did not matter whether or not the heart attack had actually happened, because Amber thought it had, and she reacted to it. And Amber's reaction was heartless, it was cruel, and it was disgusting. Simple as that. All right. So after all of that, Amber goes on to talk about, you know, how people don't have anything to apologize for. once again making herself the saint in this situation. But then she goes on to say this.
And I think what it is about reaction channels is it's like, cool, okay, react to me, that's fine. But I think it's like the spreading of the lies and like calling me a narcissist when I'm like not. I thought I was for like the longest, not gonna lie. Um, but I just share a lot of BPD symptoms because BPD and narcissism, they do have a lot of like similar symptoms. They do. Um, but there's obvious differences as well. Anyways, I'm just kind of rambling at this point. I just don't like the rumors, the speculation, the doxing, the like entitled harassment that reaction channels bring.
The deception, the bold-faced lies that I made up in my own mind, they hurt. They hurt a lot.
That whole wrap up about reaction channels and why she doesn't like them is yet another deflection from the actual topic at hand, and a very chaotic one at that. So somehow she's talking about her BPD once again, which has nothing to do with the discussion, and then she's talking about how people keep claiming she's a narcissist even though she's not. And then she's saying how awful reaction channels are because of the rumors they spread and the speculation and the doxing. Because, of course, you know, Amber's the victim here. But the thing is, no one was doing any of those things in this case. People were just reacting to her actions. They were recorded and they were published for all to see. It wasn't a rumor that she couldn't find her sympathy bone. I can't believe I just said that. It wasn't speculation that came out of left field, and there was absolutely no doxing occurring. People were just disgusted by Amber's behavior. And then she has the nerve to call it entitled harassment after this whole speech of hers.
That is like crazy.
Deflecting and using logical fallacies to prove that once again, as she always does, she is a good person. Although, she does manage to get one last jab in at the Narc Alert before the end of the stream.
Did you hear that all of the Narc Alerts mods left and then she deleted her Discord? I did. She's not as perfect as she was making herself out to be. She's not as perfect as she was making herself out to be.
You know, since Amber's such a good person and all. Y'all, that was more exhausting than I realized it would be. Amberlynn really has a way of exhausting all of my mental capacity. So let's get some of that sanity back with a visit to the Corgi Cam, shall we? She's over it too. Well, hi. Well, hello, Mini Waffles. Are you a good girl? Are you having a little nap? There you go. Okay. Well. As always, Mini Waffles to the rescue, right? All right. Let's wrap this up.
But wait, there's more.
Since I watched the whole damn thing, I thought I'd add a few more clips in here that, maybe aren't related to the main topic of this video, but, worth another look. Because, hey, I recorded them and they're here and they just might make you feel some type of way.
We're gonna try Nashville hot style. Okay. Less than 1 carb. Come for me. Now. Come for me. Come for me. Whoa, that's a big one. That's what she said. That's what she... Feline, look at this. How big that is?
Goodbye.
Stop right now, you little cuck. Cuck season. Oh my god. I typed in Beauty and I can't find her channel. Where's her channel? Oh, there it is. I do not Photoshop. I use Snapchat filters. Because I'm 12. Ugh. Have you seen Justine do tarot readings? Yes, I have, but they're always so wrong. That's why I don't believe in them anymore. Yeah. That's why I don't believe in them anymore. Which is unfortunate, but it's like I always had this like weird thing where I'm like, ooh, are tarot readings like true? Because I would always get them done by like my friends and they would be about like my future. And then these channels started popping up, like reaction channels doing like little tarot readings of like my current life. And they were so wrong that it completely made me not believe in tarot reading anymore. It made me so sad. Like, truly. Like, I know that I have a lot of narcissistic tendencies. I know I do. People are gonna say that I'm making this about me, but when I found out, I could not stop crying. This is Too Faced Lip Injection, Maximum Plump. You can't even take care of your own animals. I take care of my animals perfectly. Vet, done. Washed, done. Food, done. Medicine, done. Walked, done. What else do you do? What else do you do? I take care of my animals perfectly. And I can Google the definition for you if you want. Because it sounds to me like you don't know. And your fucking username is Amber's Paper Thin Lips. So I know you're a dumbass troll, so it doesn't even matter, so. Dad hit my mom more times than I can even count. In school, I was known as Fat Amber. On YouTube, I'm known as the most hated YouTuber. I don't buy for views. I don't eat. Do we have to continue this video? I'm kind of over it.
Okay, folks, I think that officially wraps this video up. Today's reminder: you can't use someone else's bad behavior to excuse your own. Today's shout out goes to both Rachel Reacts and Hecticana, both of whom have recently given me a shout out. You know, I always love it when, the girl world community is stronger and kinder than Amber ever claims we are. It's my own vindication, I guess. If you wouldn't mind helping me out with the algorithm, hit like, share, subscribe, or leave a comment down below. Or, even better, you can become a channel member. I do make members-only videos, and I personally designed some emoji and badges for my members. As usual, I'll leave a couple of videos on screen if you'd like to continue watching, and otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
I cannot believe it was muted. I'm so sorry. Oh, you guys can't hear me? You a lie.
Oh, P.S. I am so close to reaching 5,000 subscribers. I cannot believe it, and I am so grateful. What do you say? Hit that subscribe button. Get me one sub closer. Eh?